My name is Maricel Stoffberg, and today we are here for week 1, lesson 3 of the MyZone online school. I hope you are as excited as I am to be learning all the new things today. But first, before we get too excited, let's first make sure we can do our helicopters. Brrr. Make sure there's no one in front of you or next to you, so that we keep our social distance. And then always remember, we need to sanitize our hands before we do anything. So we spray, and then we make sure to disperse it over our hands everywhere. And then we air dry to make sure that the sanitizer is dry. So now we're going to be checking in on our pre-primary and grade 1s with teacher Mutsa to see what exciting things you will be learning today.
Explanation of symbols on worksheets are as follows. Use coloring crayons to color the picture. Use your finger to follow the track or line or show the correct picture. Use a coloring crayon to draw a line or write a number or sound. Look at the picture and say the number or sound out loud. Use a scissors to cut on the dotted line. Look at the picture. Use these symbols for the lesson of the day, which will be allocated at the top right side of each page. For example, lesson 1. Prepositions and directions. Welcome to MyZone online school. My name is Teacher Mutsa, and today I have a special friend with me. Let's say hi to everyone at home. Hello. Our topic this week has been My School. On our last lesson, we talked about visual discrimination, where we used our eyes to see what was missing and what was bigger than something else. For this lesson, lesson number 3, we will be talking about counting in numbers as well as the letter S. Now, before we start, we need to sanitize our hands. So please take your sanitizer. A little bit, yes. Inside, in between, round and on your wrists. If you'd like to check if you are practicing good social distancing, you can use your hands. You space them out on the sides and in front of you. Wonderful. Now we can begin. Our first exercise can be found on page 14. You can see on that page a beautiful sun. One sun. Now one sometimes looks like this, where it has a head and going down. But the one I want you to draw in your books, it is up, going down. So please complete the one in the boxes that you can see below. Very good. I'd like us now to turn to the next page. On the next page, we can see that we have a line of ones. We have a single one going down, and then we have a dotted one going down. I want you to please complete that line going across, starting from your single one. And don't worry if the ones are not straight. Just take your time and make sure they are perfect. Whilst you are doing that, I want to tell you a little poem that I learned about the story we can see in our books. There was a little girl named Little Miss Muffet, and she was sitting on a tuffet, and she was eating a beautiful dish called Curbs and ways. But then a spider came to her and she got a fright and she ran away. So the poem goes like this. Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet, eating her curbs and ways. Then came a spider that sat down beside her and frightened Miss Muffet away. Now I'm sure you can see it in your books. How beautiful she is. Now let us look at how many things are there in the picture. We can see that there is a one Miss Muffet. We can also see that there is a one curb and ways. We can also see that there is one spider. And I want you to fill in the number 1 in the boxes. Whilst you are doing that, let me try and explain the other exercise. Just below, there is a sequence of 1. On one dot, there is a big dot and the number 1. So I want you to fill that in as well. You make your big dot and the number 1. Remember, we start at the top and go down. Well done. If you are doing that right now, that is a great job. I can see my friend has done an excellent job here. Let us move on to the last part of this page. You can see that there is a number line. We have the number 0, but there is something missing. The number 1 is missing. So, I would like you to please fill in that number 1, and then we can continue with our number line. Very good. Now, let us count together. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you got up to 10, well done. Good job. Let's now move on to the next exercise. For this one, you are going to need different colors. You can see that there are 3 pictures there. And we are going to find out which one comes first. Now tell me, do you go and ride your bike before you sleep or after you sleep? It's not clear, so let me help you for this one. What is the first thing that we do every day? We wake up in the morning. So I would like you to take your blue color. Take your blue color, very good. And the middle picture where you can see the boy getting out of bed, please can you write your number 1? Remember, we start at the top and go down when we're writing our number 1. Very good. The next thing we have to do after getting up is to have a delicious breakfast. Can you see the picture? You are going to use the color red. So please take your color red and you're going to draw a number 2 inside that box. Don't worry if the 2 is not perfect, you can take your time. Very good. And the last thing that everybody wants to do is ride their bikes. So you are going to take your color green and you're going to write the number 3 in the box next to the picture. If you managed to do all of that, well done. You are a clever child. Now that you know how to write the number 1, which is starting from the top and going to the bottom, we are now going to place things in order. Please turn to the next page. On number 16, this page has pictures of a shovel, a book, and a bucket. There are 3 of them in line, and we want to find out which one will be first, which one is in the middle, and which one will be last. I'm going to ask you to color a specific one in each of them. Let's look at the shovel. Please wait and listen to me first. We have first, middle, and last. You can see that it is the same in your book. I would like you to later on, please color the first shovel. And listen to me. If we move to the books, we also have first, middle, and last. I would like you to color the last book for me. And then, if we move to the buckets, we also have first, middle, and last. I would also like you to color the middle bucket. So whilst you are doing it at home, my friend here is going to be doing it for me, and we can move on to the next part of our lesson. I hope you enjoyed coloring for this exercise. If your work ended up like this, like my friend here, I want to say well done to you and also well done to my friend. So now you know first, middle, and last. Before we go to the next exercise, I have a friend I want to introduce to you. He comes from Letterland and his name is Sammy Snake. So I am going to sing a song to introduce my friend Sammy Snake. Sammy Snake says in words, in words, in words. Sammy Snake says in words, he's hissing all the time. You can even sing that song again. Sammy Snake says in words, in words, in words. Sammy Snake says in words, he's hissing all the time. So this is how Sammy Snake looks like. Sammy Snake starts at the dot that we can see here. And his body comes round and round. He is always facing in this direction. And when you start your Sammy Snake, make sure you make a curve. Let's try together in the air. Take your finger and draw Sammy Snake in the air. Round and round. Very good. Let's try again. Round and round. Try and say it with me when you are also drawing, so that it helps you remember. Let's say it together. Round and round. So this is our friend today from Letterland, and his name is Sammy Snake. If you turn to the next page of the exercise, you are going to see Sammy Snake there waiting for you. There are different boxes that you need to draw Sammy Snake in. I'd like you to take your pencil and start at the top, and you draw your Sammy Snake round and round. Then when you are finished, I want you to say, Hello, Mr. Sammy Snake. I hope when you said, hello, Mr. Sammy Snake, he said, sss. And this is the end of our lesson. I want to thank you for joining us today, and remember to practice safe social distancing. How do we do that? By stretching our hands out to check if we're touching anyone and in front of us. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshi. And make sure to always make a helicopter circle, stretching your arms out and spinning around like me. And make sure you're not touching anyone while doing this. Goodbye.
Wow, that was exciting. I feel so smart now. We learned all about letters and visuals, and I hope you're going to remember everything that Teacher Mutsa taught you. So now it's time for our grade 2s and 3s for their lesson 3 of week 1 with Teacher Louisa. So let's see what they have in store.
Welcome to MyZone Online School. My name is Teacher Louisa. I'm not here alone. I'm here with my friend. And welcome to you all. On the previous lesson, we talked about the days of the week. The week begins on a Sunday and ends on a Saturday. Let's remember our COVID-19 rules. Let us sanitize our hands. Rub them together. Spread out your hands so that you don't touch anyone. Today's lesson is going to be about the alphabet and the vowel words. Let us begin our lesson. Our lesson is on page 12 and 13. We're going to do these activities in one lesson. We're going to begin with our vowel sounds. We're going to start by putting up our hand, just like in the book, and then let's follow A for apple, E for egg, E for ink, O for orange, A for umbrella. Let's do that again. A for apple, A for egg, E for ink, O for orange, O for umbrella. I have a beautiful story that I want to read to you that has all the vowel sounds. Before I begin this lesson, you need your pencil so that you can circle all the vowel words. I will read for you the story. The letters R, A, E, O, and U belong to the vowel family. This story will help you remember them. Remember to circle all the words starting with the vowel sounds. Ampy the pig was in a sty sitting on a broken umbrella, going, He was hungry and found an apple, an orange, and an egg to eat. He gobbled them all up and soon went off for more. He found an old ink pot. Inky the imp jumped out and painted Impy's nose blue. Since that day, Impy has learned to be careful. I hope you're circling the words with me. We shall move on to page 13. We have the vowel words. Let's look at the pictures that are there. Let's do the vowel sounds together. A for apple, E for egg, E for ink, O for owl, A for umbrella. I've also added some words on the chalkboard. Let us read them together. A for ant, E for elephant, E for igloo, O for orange, A for up. The rest of the words you can look and ask mommy and daddy or any adult that you have with you to help you to finish off all the words. Have fun doing this lesson. Did you manage to get all the vowel words and complete the table that you were given? I know you did a great job. Now we're going to do another fun activity. This time we're going to cut out letters that we have been given and we're going to fill in with the help of the pictures. Before we start our lesson, before we cut our letters, we have to make sure that we ask an adult to help us with the scissors. Remember, a scissors is sharp. We always need to be safe. Let us look at our first picture. What is in this picture? Hand. Yes, it is a hand. My friend here is going to help me spell the word hand. Great job. Yes. Good. And the last letter is a D. This is the word hand. Well done. I hope you're doing the same at home. Let's do the next word. Let's look at the next picture, which is a frog. Let's help each other to paste the frog. What is our first letter? F. Good. And remember to sound the word as you are pasting. Frog. Yes, very good. What is this word? Frog. The rest you're going to paste by yourself. Remember, if you're using glue, be safe always and have an adult near you. I'm having so much fun using the vowel sounds. Now moving on to page 17. The vowel sounds are going to help us to complete the words that we've been given. The pictures are going to help us to fill in the words. Let's look at our first picture. What is the first picture? Very good. So let us use the correct vowel so that we complete the word owl. Yes, or owl. That gives us the word owl. O has completed the word. The next word? Bug. Yes, well done. Write the vowel that we need. For umbrella. Yes, very good. Moving on to the next word. What is this? Frog. Yes, this is a frog. Let's complete the word frog. Frog. Yes, frog. Well done. I hope you did very well, as we were also writing on our work on our page. The rest of the words you're going to fill in using the vowel sounds. Have fun with this activity. My friend completed all the words. I hope you did the same too. Now we are going to turn our pages to page 18 and 19. On this exercise, we are going to match the alphabet, the capital letter and the small letter. This is going to be done by both grade 2 and grade 3. I know you know how to trace and also how to match your letters. There's an example there with the capital letter A. It is matched to the small letter A. All you need to do is to take your pencil and match the letters. On page 19, all you need to do is to trace the letters. We have traced before, so quickly trace the letters from A to Z. Have fun tracing. We have come to the end of our lesson. Hope you enjoyed our lessons. Let's remind ourselves of the vowels that we did today. A for apple, E for egg, E for ink, R for orange, A for umbrella. Before we say goodbye, let us remember the COVID-19 rules. Let us sanitize. Spread out your hands. Remember, don't touch each other. Before we go, we are going to invite our friend, Zoshi. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Joshi. And make sure to always make a helicopter circle, stretching your arms out and spinning around like me. And make sure you're not touching anyone while doing this. Goodbye!
Thank you so much, Teacher Louisa. We learned all about capital letters and vowels, and I think you are smarter than a 6th grader, just about Miss Louisa and everything she taught you. So now we have the privilege of looking at a cool interview with my friend Elizabeth Joseph, who's also a colleague of MyZone. But after that, we will be greeting you guys for the week, but please stay tuned for our next lesson. Bye!
Oh, hi everyone, welcome back again to another edition. So I am joined by another guest on my lovely couch right here, and today we're going to be speaking about the processes of making the booklets, the content that the kids have been using, that the Namibian child has been using in terms of this tough time that the kids will have to remain at home. So right now we have Mr. Oswald. So without any further ado, let me first sanitize my hands, ladies and gentlemen. Let me sanitize your gloves. People are prepared. Make sure that you also sanitize your hands and you keep your mask on. So right now, Mr. Oswald, please just tell me and our guests today, what have you guys been doing at our offices at NMH in terms of the booklet? What has been happening?
Yeah, it has been quite hectic in terms of research on particular topics that we were given. Personally, I was looking at nouns, but I only did 3 types of nouns, which is the abstract nouns, the collective nouns, and the diminutive nouns. We couldn't sleep because, you have your own personal work for the school, and we also had to do this as well. So much research was put through internet. We also had our own personal textbooks, and we had to look for other resources from, friends and workmates so that we actually could come up with something meaningful.
We commend you for giving up some of your sleeping hours just to make sure that the child out there that probably doesn't have access to these e-learning systems or these e-learning platforms, just to be able to make sure that they had something to keep themselves busy, something meaningful. So thank you so much for that, sir.
All right.
Also, just tell me, did you do any editing? What else did you help with? Or did you just do the collecting of the material and the data and putting them together?
It was just a collecting of the material and putting it together.
All right.
Yeah.
And lastly, can you just tell us what are some of the expectations that you have for this book, for the child out there? What do you see the children out there doing with these books? What do you hope?
Yeah, I just hope that for instance, with the simplicity that we have written, we have compiled the books, we hope it's going to be quite beneficial, and the work is arranged in such a way that even somebody is alone, you would not need a teacher there and there, you know what I'm talking about. So it actually guides them. So I'm sure it's going to be quite beneficial.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me, sir. Just a last word of advice to the public. What would you like to tell them?
Yeah, the public, yes. We want them to continue observing the social distance, and to also follow these other requirements like the masks, the gloves, you know. I know it's not the end of the world. Very soon we will be over with this COVID, yeah.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining us again. And yes, it's always a pleasure having you guys and my lovely guests on our couch.